No, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is me on a golf course, and for a very good reason. Should you go and buy an old demo club? Let's have a look. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon down here at Burford golf course. Friday afternoon. I've finished my lessons, I've finished in the shop, and I have one of our old, keyword there, custom fitting demo Mizuno irons, MP18. And I'm asking the question because I don't think anyone's ever done this video before. Should you go and buy old custom fitting gear with this TaylorMade, Mizuno, Callaway, Ping, etc, etc? Because there's a lot of pro shops, a lot of golf courses, a lot of golf companies that have got these heads, got these shafts, and basically at the end of the year, or once that manufacturer or models comes to the end of its cycle, I've got an abundance of them. So it got me thinking, how much are these heads and shafts going for? Now there's not many on eBay, and I can understand that because I imagine a majority of people just think no one would ever want them, or there's no use to them. Obviously not being a full club, and you definitely don't, well, I'm pretty sure you can't play in competition with them. But what about range practice? What about if you just started the game, you just want a 7-iron just to get used to hitting balls on the driving range, and also it gives you a bit of a taste of what kind of technology is out there. How far does the ball go? What does it look like? How forgiving it is? Or potentially, if you're looking to get new custom fitted clubs, you get to have one of these own clubs that you get to test out on the golf course, go into maybe different elements where you haven't got the pressure of being watched by a club fitter or a golf coach. It's interesting. Now that is winter golf for you. I should play 6-iron more often into this hole. Not being funny, you put me in a pro-am with 14 clubs and I would never make 4 there. So I'm going to put some prices up of different custom fitting irons that I've seen on eBay that potentially you can go and have a look at and then obviously purchase. And I like this idea for someone that's just started the game, because the reason of showing you this video is, yes, you do need irons and a wedge and a putter and woods and etc, etc, but to learn the game you only need a mid-iron. And the idea of a beginner being able to have a modern day 2018, 2017 iron in their hand, so they have the easiest start possible, I quite like. 405 yards here, the 16th at Burford, straight into the teeth of the wind. It's going to be a long hole. Obviously 30 to 40 pounds, and to be honest I'll probably be able to find a lot more of them a lot cheaper than that, especially if you went into your own pro shop and just spoke to the head pro and go, do you have any old custom fitting irons that you're not even using anymore? I'm pretty sure they're going to take 20 quid or 15 quid on your hands just to get a shot of it, because they just take up endless amounts of space, and we have them every year. As soon as a new cycle of irons come out, you have new heads and you have old shafts going redundant. And the fact that you get to be able to potentially go on the golf course, which you can't normally do with new irons. Normally the reasons that obviously these are so clean is because they're used off mats, they're used off indoors in terms of simulators, but there's nothing quite like testing a golf club out on the golf course. Another big bonus of this exercise is you can actually get a stiff shaft, or you can actually get something that's more upright. In the nature of the business, the heads are upright or flat, or the shafts go from ½ an inch to an inch longer to ½ an inch shorter, stiff, reg, X stiff. So if you want to dip your toe in testing what an X stiff feels like, or you feel like you need something flatter, rather than going and getting a full set of irons or even bending your own irons to test it, you potentially could just get one of these. Majority of them just come in with like a spanner fitting, just like you'd use on your normal driver. Mizuno is a bit different because they have a different thread, but the idea that you can just swap it out, put in something that's a bit more upright if that's something you feel you need in your game, and again you get to test it not for that much money. double bogey, that's a lot more like it, much more in the comfort zone now. And I mentioned in a previous vlog buying an old set of blades to practice through the winter, to basically get used to what a non-forgiving iron is, how you should hit out the middle, otherwise you're going to get punished severely, so that when you do come to the season, you put all your irons back in your bags that are obviously much more closer to what you should have, more forgiving, a lot more powerful, etc, etc. You're going to get a sigh of relief, you're going to get some more forgiveness, your bad shots aren't going to be as bad. But at the same time, rather than buying a whole set, you could just buy one demo iron, maybe a TaylorMade P730, Titleist MB, etc, etc, and it will do the same kind of thing, same purpose. Number one, that was flush. Number two, let's talk about the negatives, because only 6 irons or 7 irons you'll ever be able to get in this. That's the way it's always been. Club fitters always only has 7 irons. Mizuno have changed this year to 7 irons. They used to always be 6 irons, which is very annoying when you're trying to compare from one iron to another. And number two, the threads sometimes come loose. They're not designed to stay in the head for a long period of time, especially be hit. Obviously they're supposed to be interchangeable. They are quite robust. Like Mizuno, that thread normally gets very loose if you keep undoing it and doing it up. Potentially you won't have to do that, because once you bought the iron, you've got it. TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping I'd say is the most robust in terms of putting it together and staying together, as far as I can remember. Only a few have ever come rattled or loose, and as us, it's not a problem. We send them off. You get a new one, no problem. You guys, you're going to lose your money even if you're only spending £20, so bear that in mind. But overall, oh, and the last one, the grit, it's going to be well worn because a lot of hands have been on it. It's been used a lot, so again, you might need to re-grip it if that is the only iron that you're practicing with. Apart from that, I think that's the only negatives. Now, if you've already got a set of clubs and you're happy with them, this video is kind of pointless for you, but I do like this idea of, you know, someone that wants to get in the game, or you just want to go in the game yourself, and that person loves going to the driving range but has quite old golf clubs or clubs that don't fit them, so on and so forth. And this is kind of quick and easy way. A, aesthetically they're going to look good because obviously they're going to be quite current. Number two, you can potentially fit them to that kind of person, whether they're tall, small, need graphite shaft, steel shaft, stiff, X-stiff, so on and so forth. And I think it's just quite a fun idea. It's not going to break the bank, and at the same time, obviously, emphasize that excitement and interest into the game, and obviously give them a good stepping stone to obviously keep practicing and playing with, because if you can hit a 7 iron well, the rest of the game becomes a bit easier. Tell you what, I quite enjoy coming out here and filming out in the golf course. I haven't done it for ages, just when the winter comes in and it's dark, wet and cold. Anyway guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this idea, concept. I don't think anyone's thought of this, but potentially have. YouTube's a big place. Anyway guys, I'll see you later.